Before we started working together, were you doing anything to create content? Like, were there any ideas to sort of like build a presence, establish trust with your prospects, generate leads? And is there anything that you were doing before us, like either to content or not?
Not really. We weren't doing anything other than maybe just posting some. We made some posts, not video posts necessarily, more static images about the app and what we were building, and we really had just started doing that when I came across you. But we definitely had plans and a roadmap of how we wanted to do our outbound reach, and we obviously included video in that. And so the service you were providing was really attractive because it fit into what we wanted to do to start warming up people that were coming, that were going to be out there, and a bit of what we're building. And I think it's worked really well.
You said that you had a roadmap
Mm-hmm.
to your marketing, kind of like strategy or how you wanted to do the outbound. Did adding us into that mix change anything to the original strategy, or?
The main change that adding you guys to our our outbound strategy did was relieve a lot of stress. It was one less thing to have to worry about getting done because it's kind of done for you. And I think the second thing is that we're producing very regular content that we can use across all of our social medias. And it's just kind of every couple of weeks popping in, and that consistency of it being delivered on time and um, is magical. And it's just one less thing to worry about. And I think in a young startup, first of all, I think the value for money is very big. You always want to get the biggest bang for the money that you do spend. It is imperative that you do warm up the people that you are attracting as soon as possible, about what you're doing, and getting people excited about it, or getting people at least curious about it. And I think that's what this does. And video is just, short snippets of content is really, really valuable. And people have the patience to watch something for, those 30, 60, 90 seconds. And I think that's really, really what's also attractive is that, you spend maybe half hour and you may have 10 pieces of content from it. And I think that's kind of cool.
You mentioned young startups, and you mentioned using the content in different platforms. And we're a young startup as well, and we continuously learn. And what one thing we learned this year is that for a company like yours, we're not just a video content agency. We're solving pretty much across the board a lot of the issues of your marketing, because the content can be multi-purpose, and you kind of proven that. And how you use your content, and all the channels that you distribute outside from what we already do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and not
Um,
only that, for a young startup, especially if you're raising capital, it's an opportunity for people to get to know you before you have a meeting, so they feel like they kind of know what you're all about, what your vibe is. Video has that magical way of giving people an impression of who you are, and I think that's really important as a warm up, you know. And then secondly, a lot of these videos I could use when I'm approaching investors. I'd say, so if you want to know how we differentiate from, say, I don't know, Clubhouse or Revolute or whoever, I had a video for that. And that was hugely helpful because it means that I'm not like typing something. I was like, well, here you go. Here's your answer, and then it's like, oh, she was prepared for that, for these questions, and I think that's quite cool. Like that's probably super valuable, especially for startups. And I think for startups, this is really important. Established people and coaches. I think that you guys could cover a whole realm of people who are in need of this problem that you solve. The need of this service. So, and I think that people would be stupid not to do it. To be quite frank, I think It's very, very efficient. And I think also
All right.
anyone who's not used to being in front of video, this is a great opportunity and a kind of safe space to get used to that and warm yourself up and get, more relaxed in front of a camera, because that's one of the issues that people have is they don't want to see themselves on camera and they feel uncomfortable, so they turn into like a different person when they're in front of a camera than maybe they are in real life. And I think slowly people get over that and start to loosen up, which is cool.
What parts of our process did you find most valuable?
Oh, just the fact that I don't have to think about anything. Like, seriously, I love that, you know? I mean, if I was doing this on my own, right, I'd set up a bunch of questions maybe, and I'd go and think and answer them and be like, oh, I hate that. Oh, let's do that over. You know what I mean? Like a million times. When you're in a kind of conversation situation and you're recording, it doesn't become as stiff as you do when you're trying to do something on your own. People turn into an actor. So I think just the fact that you guys organized all the questions, organized all the prep, organized, you send through questions. Of course, I never look at them because I just want you to surprise me. So I just answer the question. But, I think the way it's organized is spectacular. The way the files themselves are organized, easy to find. We have the links. We know exactly what, you need. When you guys need feedback, in pops the message for me to say yay or nay or make any changes. All I have to do is read and proof, and it's like bang, it's done. I love stuff like that. When it's bang, it's done. I'm one of these people who, like, I want to get it done, and I'm gonna like have my list of things I'm gonna get done that day, and this is like just ticks off a box. It's fantastic, like literally fantastic. And you're not such a bad person yourself, Jay. To be honest, you're all right.
Thank
You and
you.
Finn are okay.
Thank you. We're kind of, yeah, today we recorded some content, and one piece of content that I recorded myself was who we are as Project 33. Because the realization is like we're not experts, right, at what we do. We're just nerdy enough to love processes so much that we've engineered a program that benefits marketing as a tool. And yeah, like if we weren't such nerds, like
You know what I
we
love
wouldn't be
about
able to do this.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what I love? Do you know what I love so much about that is your back end process. You could literally sell that as a coaching program and teach people how to do this for anything. It doesn't need to be for video. It could be like for anything that they're planning to do that they need to do with a client, right? You could like set like in terms of marketing. So it could be for content the way any type of content, static, video, whatever, that they're creating, and you probably make a killing because like I'm like, I love this. Okay, you set it up, you stick it on here, you've got like it's just like streamlined. You get this person to do that, and then it's handed off, and then this person does this, hand it off. It's like it's really really well organized. It's insane. I think that's what sold me about you guys is the fact that it was so damn organized, like in such a great way. I thought, okay, this is gonna be a breeze. These guys win, like that, hands down. It was great. That was what impressed me most. Kirsten and I got off the call with Finn, and I was like, did he just blow us away or what? I was like, I want them to come work for us. Like, come make some
I'm
processes for
blushing
us.
here. I feel like so complimented right now because it's something that we're so proud of, and on a personal level, I love processes, and I love when things are just right where they need to be. But yeah, I'm proud of what we've done, and I'm glad that you've noticed that.
That's a massive
Um,
piece of it, actually. And that's I think is one of the most impressive things when you take the time to go through that with the client and show them how you organize everything. That's just like instant sell. I think that is so powerful, the way you guys organize the process. Because for me, I thought, okay, this is going to be a piece of cake. I don't have to do anything but turn up and answer your questions and talk to a camera, and that's it. And it's like, sometimes you'll go, okay, Indy, that sounded really awful. Do it again, right? But it's also that relaxed, repetitive process, and it's not like you're going in and it's the studio and you need to perform. It's like you just go in and be yourself and answer some questions, which is great. I think that's what people want to see, like the real side of a person, what they're talking about, and you know, some insights, right, to something they're interested in. So.
With that in mind, let me ask you, what has been like a unexpected value that you have gotten from the process that we do, and the creating content for the months that we've been creating content together? Like, is there anything that stands out that you notice, like, I didn't expect this from this?
Yeah, I didn't expect as many people to say, "Oh yeah, I've watched your videos," when they've come on a call, especially an investor call. Um, you know, and yeah, so we've ended up raising, I think, investment from people actually feeling like they've gotten to know us, and then coming on a call and realizing, yeah, it's the same person, same vibe, same. I think it puts people at ease, because nobody. Well, maybe some people like to meet strangers, but most of us don't necessarily like to go on a video call and introduce yourselves. Is sort of something that you just, yeah, you do because over the last few years you have to. But there is that warm up feeling, that where you feel like someone is familiar if you've seen them on video. And I think that's probably the biggest insight, is that people do seem a lot more relaxed. If it's a contact who's been on LinkedIn and they're setting up a coffee call or a long meeting or whatever that is, um, and they've seen these videos, it's an instant warmth in the conversation. You can just be yourself with them, and they're themselves back because they just feel like they've already gotten to know you. And I think that's a great opportunity. It really is.
Let me ask you a question, because people don't know this, but like they don't get to see this. But I laugh a lot when we're creating content together, and we talk about authenticity and all of that. Do the investors get to see the uh, the funny side of indie?
Yeah, I think so.
You know,
Like I'm like I think, okay, the funny thing about me is I'm myself all the time, even if I shouldn't be, even in situations where I should be more serious, not at something too serious like a funeral or whatever. Like I don't start laughing at a funeral or anything like that. But yeah, I'm pretty much myself all the time. And I think that maybe it can be a blessing and a curse, right? Because there are two types of people, but it's also a good way of filtering the type of people you want to be around. Because for me, joy is a big part of living. And work can be joyful, and you can have a great time at doing what you're doing. And so it is fun to have a little trickle of humor in, or have a laugh once in a while. And I don't see anything wrong with that. It doesn't mean that you're not proficient at your work or you're not focused. But what it does do is create a good atmosphere, when you're hanging out with people. And who wants to hang out with somebody who's like super serious and boring? I mean, maybe some people do.
yeah. I mean, I'll give you a big shout out here. If you guys ever want to work with someone who's extremely professional and just fun to work with, and make your stomach hurt after because you laugh so much, work with Indy. Have a meeting with her, have a coffee. It's amazing.
Well, I'm not the
I,
kind of person who jokes a lot, to be honest. I just end up saying something that's totally
yeah,
goofy or whatever that makes people laugh.
I know.
So but it's not always intentional. It's just like, I go, "Oh, actually," and funny things happen. So, I think it's about being camaraderie. I think is really important in a work situation. But
Yeah.
when you're working, you get your head down. It's not like I'm like that all the time. It's just, I think it's important to have rapport.
Were there any other companies or solutions that you were looking at or that you had seen while you were shopping us around in a way? And what made you decide us and not them?
Oh God. Okay,
Feed our ego, right?
no, I think a big reason why we chose you was that organization was insane. Like you guys are so organized that I knew that the process was going to be streamlined and seamless and super easy. That was one reason. A second reason was personality. Both you and Finn have a very structured and serious personality, but you're also a lot of fun. So that duality in your nature meant that okay, this is probably going to flow really well, especially with a person like me because you came across as human beings and not robots. I mean, and I'm sure sometimes when you're doing a lot of these videos, like you do, Jay, in particular, I'm sure there are days when you go, "Oh God, another one," or whatever, because that's part of like life, right? You got a routine, but you
Yeah.
seem always really joyful and happy when I come on with my
Here's
green
the
man. So
here's the funny thing in this is like Finn thinks I'm a little sociopathic. I can't get enough of these recording sessions.
you love it, right?
I love it. I love it with like every fiber of my being. If I could like take away everything else from my day and only do this, I'll be the happiest person.
Yeah, I think it's probably a really good thing for you too. Um,
I love learning, so it's an opportunity to.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. A, you're getting to talk to people in all different verticals, doing all different things and creating the world, right? Because they're the heads of companies most of the time, or they're C-suite or something, and it's something usually pretty interesting. So I think I would like your job too. Maybe I'll do that after I exit this company. Maybe, I'll just join your team because I want to be able to
There we go.
I want to go to holidays and spend money on expensive brownies or whatever you bought. I was like, yeah, yeah, I need to have that experience of 32 euros for a brownie and a coffee. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What are some things that have happened as a result of the videos that have been tangible or intangible? Has there been anything that kind of like stood out to you, or someone said something that you're like, "Ooh, that's because of these videos"?
Yeah, no, that has actually, especially with partnerships. Um, I think actually we got a partnership because of the video reach, and I think that's valuable too because I've noticed my reach on LinkedIn has expanded hugely. I mean, there are weeks where I've had 6,000 people view my LinkedIn page. And I know it's because of the outreach because that definitely wasn't happening before, I know it has to do with the videos and who's sharing the videos or watching the videos or clicking and liking or leaving a comment on the videos. Um, and because it's video, it comes up in those feeds and people take notice. It's a great way to expand that. And it means that I've had a bigger reach. And we have had partnerships and people, even for employees, actually, as well. So I've found that people who work at WeDo watch the videos and they're learning about the company. So if you're onboarding someone new, it's great to connect with them on LinkedIn and then they get to know news about the company or things that we're doing through these videos. I think that's hugely valuable. Also, when you're hiring, the first thing they do is they go and look at, oh, who's this person? What have they done? And they watch your content. And it's evergreen. It's something that, um, if you do consistently over time, at least 3, 6, 9 months, a year, continually, you're producing a ton of content and people can go back in time and see A, how your company's evolved, B, how like your product has evolved, maybe how you evolved as a human being. I don't know, but I know it's definitely worked like magic for us.
Something quantifiable. You mentioned that you've gotten partnerships through the content. Even benefited from hiring and all that. I think that's extremely valuable. I think. In what cases would you recommend our process to other founders?
Oh, any case. I've recommended you to lots of founders. I think in any case, I think if you are launching an application, a software, if you are a coach and you want to get the word out, if you are, no matter what you do, and you want other people to know what your company's doing, creating content, not just about the company itself, but creating that warm kind of, hi, I'm here, get to know me kind of vibe that video does is, yeah, I'd say primordial. I recommend you guys to everybody. I have never seen a more organized content provider like service than you guys. I like hands down. I've never seen it. Never seen it. It's like so well thought through. So I don't think anybody that I recommend would regret it because they'd see the same thing that I did and be extremely impressed and probably jump for joy and recommend more people. And then you guys will be so busy that you'll never be able to go on holidays or buy carrot cake and hot chocolate.
Is there anything else that you would like to share about Wedo, what you're doing, where anything people should be looking forward to?
Yeah, well, so look forward to changing your life and getting a side hustle on WeDo or starting your freelance business. But yeah, at the moment, what we're doing is getting ready for our U.S. launch in January. We have a partnership I will be announcing in the future. That's very cool for freelancers and actually for small businesses, having to do with managing their wealth and their money, which is really really clever and really cool looking. That's pretty awesome.
Last question: where can people find you if they're interested in working with you, talking, grabbing a coffee, whatever? So let me know whether you're on Twitter, Instagram, like.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter. I'm on all the usual suspects. I spend more of my time though on LinkedIn, but I do tweet the odd tweet, so you can tweet at me if you want.
What's your handle?
Indiana Gregg. My handle's Indiana
Indiana
Gregg
Gregg.
everywhere. Yeah, it's with
There we
one
go.
N, like the state, and Gregg like Greg the Baker's. You know where you buy carrot cake. But there you go, Indiana Gregg, Indiana the state, Gregg last name at sign everywhere.
Awesome. Well, Indy, to say that it has been a pleasure working with you so far, and then continue to work is an understatement. You're a joy to be around, and like I'm so proud of what you guys are doing with We Do, and I look forward to continuing to spread the word for it.
Ooh, it's been a super huge pleasure working with you guys too, and I'm super impressed, very very impressed at the sheer amount of organization you guys, the processes, everything. You just blow my mind. I talk about you guys all the time to everybody. Every founder I know knows about you.
Aw,
So you've been you know
air hugs,
you've been
digital hugs.
promoted. Air hugs, hug Wes.
All right, Indy. Thank you for the time and this awesome case study that we'll share. You'll be able to share as well. And
Absolutely.
yeah,
Thanks, man. See you. See you next time.